In this video we are going to make a recipe for homemade bar soap with super fragrant baking soda. Leaves clothes super clean and aluminum super shiny. It's very easy to make and uses few ingredients. And for our recipe today, I have here 2 liters of frying oil. This oil is quite warm. Okay folks, so now over this oil, I'm going to add 150 milliliters of bleach and let's mix very well here in this oil, which is to remove that rancid taste from the used oil. Okay folks, that strong smell that comes from the used oil, why? In the end, our soap ends up being very fragrant, without that fried smell. And it is very important that you mix this bleach very well for a minute in your oil, so that in the end your soap is firm. But before that, just reminding you, okay folks, that before you're preparing your recipe you already have just the diluted caustic. Okay folks, it's very important that it's half an hour in there, already diluted, before you prepare your recipe, because only then you won't run the risk of inhaling the fumes from the lye. Is that okay? Always use gloves and masks to protect yourself from the caustic soda, because coming into contact with skin is very dangerous. I mixed it very well here. Bleach with oil. Now I'm going to put 200 milliliters. It's a disinfectant. This disinfectant, folks, to keep our soap very fragrant. Okay, just reminding you that our soap is a soap that will be not only super powerful, of great quality, great whitener, very good for shining aluminum, it will also be very fragrant. I also have here 150 milliliters of powdered soap. I added all my soap powder. And now we are going to mix this very well so that this powdered soap mixes very well. Dissolved here at the bottom of our basin, so that in the end there aren't any soap clumps in the middle of our bar soap. Okay folks, I mixed the powdered soap very well. Now I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of baking soda. A tablespoon too. We put in 4 tablespoons of baking soda. Let's mix a little more. Okay folks, just to ensure that our soap will turn out perfect in the end, I mixed it very well here. My ingredients. Now I come here with my castor oil. Just reminding that here in this bowl I have 400 milliliters of water and 350 g of caustic soda, in flaky form 99%. Okay folks, it's very important that this amount for your soap to be perfect. So now we will add this lye and continue stirring. I'll add my lye and keep mixing. And it's very important that it be like this. Okay, folks, do not add the lye all at once without stirring, because sometimes your soap may curdle. So that's why it's very important for you to keep adding the lye and mixing. And now that I've added my lye, I'm going to speed up my spoon a little and keep stirring from here until my soap gets to that powder. Okay, if you want to mix with a mixer, you can also mix with a hand mixer. Okay folks, or even use a blender. But if you want to keep mixing with the spoon, you can also. It will take a little longer. You will also have a perfect recipe. Okay, and if you are going to mix with a mixer, the ideal is that you mix for at least 10 minutes with the spoon, just to ensure that your ingredients are well mixed for later. It's good to beat with me, because with a mixer, when you add your ingredients you can start beating your soap. It will already work quickly. It's already reaching the right consistency. So that's why it's very important for you to mix for at least 5 to 10 minutes with the spoon first, for you to keep going with the mixer. It's good because that's the only way. So folks, my soap has already reached the point, and when you do this, it should form marks. It's because your soap is already ready to be added to the molds. Okay folks, it's very important that you beat your soap until it gets well mixed. Assistant this way. Don't make your soap too soft to put in the molds, because if you put it in too watery, it will end up cutting and separating the water and ingredients, okay? And always when you mix with a hand mixer, or even a blender, you mix a little with the spoon, or even with the mixer without beating. Is not working. This is to remove those air bubbles that accumulate. So now let's go to the next step. So now that my soap has reached the right consistency, now, add to my molds. Okay folks, and my soap has this greenish thing here. Okay, as you can see, these are my ingredients that I used, which had a color more towards green. It's like my disinfectant and my soap powder that was blue and left this beautiful color in my soap. But I didn't use dye. Okay, if you want your soap to be white, you use the colored ingredients. Clear and look at the creaminess of our soap. Soap with baking soda. It is a great. Sodium hydroxide is a great bactericide, very good for washing white and colored clothes, and also for making our aluminum super shining. So go ahead, okay folks. This recipe, watch the step-by-step of the video, so you don't miss any steps in this recipe. And in the end your soap looks like this. A super beautiful soap, of great quality. And look at how beautiful it's turning out. Our super creamy soap, right? Folks, a color. Beautiful there with these other colored ingredients I used. And it turned out this kitchen. It's greenish, clean. And look at the amount of soap we got with just 2 liters of used oil. It yielded quite a bit. So folks, I finished adding all my soap to the molds. And now we are going to let this soap, let it rest. And as soon as it is well hardened, I will come back to show how it turned out. Okay then folks. Our soap is already ready. If 4 hours have passed, and our soap has become solid. With this beauty and this quality that you are seeing. And look, I'm going to inform everyone here, so you can see how our soap turned out super beautiful and look. There's the beauty of our soap. I have already unmolded all my soap. And look at the beauty and quality of our soap. Right folks, it turned out to be a very beautiful soap with this lovely kitchen. As you saw, I didn't add any coloring, and it still turned out this wonderful color. Not to mention the cleaning power that this baking soda soap has. It's very good. Okay folks, for washing white and colored clothes, it still keeps those white clothes super white. With that really white tone. So if you don't know, the baking soda soap already takes this recipe, already makes this soap that you won't regret. You won't regret the cleaning power that this soap has. Okay folks, the curing time for you to use this soap is 15 days to use it without any problems. And after you make your soap and it's already hard like this, you wait for about 3 days. Passes the plastic, the film, or even put it in a plastic bag. Tie it well to preserve the quality and beauty of your soap for much longer. Time okay? So now let's take a bar and do the foam test for you to see how much this soap has an incredible foam. And look folks, with just a few passes, we can already see that it has a wonderful foam. The amount of foam that this soap has. Besides turning out to be a super powerful soap, very good for removing stains, it's a great soap for removing tough stains from fabrics. To give shine to the aluminum, and also great for removing all kinds of dirt you have there. In your home, just scrub this soap with a sponge and apply it. Let it sit for an hour, then scrub again, and you'll see how quickly the stain will lighten. Because this soap, it's super powerful. Okay, so do this recipe the way we teach, and you won't regret it. This is a great recipe. You can earn a very good extra income at the end of the month, and you won't regret. Make this recipe. Okay folks, kisses and see you in the next video.